Okay, let's talk about big dreams for a second. You know, when you set such a huge goal or a dream and you feel overwhelmed by it, so it just ends up sitting in your notes app or in your journal forever? Trust me, been there, done that. But what if I told you that we can actually make it doable? Today we're going to be talking about reverse engineering your life, basically working backwards to figure out how we can make it happen. Instead of staring at a huge goal and feeling paralyzed, we're going to start with the end result in mind and break it down into tiny, manageable steps. Think of it like a puzzle. You know the final picture, now you just need to figure out where each piece of the puzzle goes. For example, let's say you want to run a marathon. You wouldn't be able to wake up one morning and run 26 miles. You're probably going to start gradually to build up your endurance in running, so you're going to start with shorter distance run and so on and so forth. Same goes to any big goal. You won't be able to wake up every morning and tackle it and achieve it. You're probably going to take smaller, manageable steps that sometimes feel like a torture, but they will bring you closer to the end result. Same concept applies to any goal, whether it's building your dream career, even some sort of fitness goal, or just living more aligned life with who you are. But before we go into breaking down your goals into smaller steps, we actually gotta make sure that your goals are aligned with who you are. Otherwise, you will end up chasing things that maybe look or sound good, but they don't make you feel happy or fulfilled. And trust me, I've been there and done that, and let's put it that way, it's not nice. Remember in the first few videos of my Blooming with Intention series, we talked about mission statement and your core values. This is exactly why they matter. If your goals don't align with your core values, essentially with who you truly are and what you value in life, it's gonna feel impossible to achieve those goals. You're gonna feel so much resistance, so much pressure, so much tension. You're just not gonna be happy. It's essentially going to be exhausting, unsustainable, and pointless. For example, let's say that one of your values is creativity and you set a goal of growing on social media. If you force yourself into super rigid content strategy that doesn't feel good, you're going to burn out very, very fast. Instead, maybe you should focus on creative brainstorming, experiencing with different content styles, and actually enjoying the process. The point is, your goals should feel aligned and not like a chore. Otherwise, what's the point? For me, one of my big goals is growing my YouTube channel, but instead of saying something like, I want to hit 100k followers by this time, I am actually breaking it down into actual things that I can control and that are within my control. So a big goal is to build a sustainable, successful YouTube channel, daily habits, showing up consistently even on the days when I don't feel like it, and today's unfortunately one of those days. Supporting habit is staying organized with somewhat of a content calendar that provides me room and flexibility for a change if I wanted to. And keystone habit is prioritizing rest and creativity so I don't burn out and don't hate myself and everything that's attached to that goal. Essentially what I mean by that, instead of saying I want to grow, it's like, this is what I can do about it. Let's talk a little bit about habits. Not all habits are created equal. Some have a bigger impact than the others because they will essentially create a ripple effect throughout your life. These are called keystone habits. These are the habits that shift your mindset, boost your productivity, and make everything else easier. So here are some examples of keystone habits. So for example, having a good morning routine provides you with an opportunity to set a tone for a productive, intentional day. Journaling will allow you to bring more clarity and helps you to process your thoughts. Exercising improves your energy, discipline, and mental health. And planning your day the night before or the morning off reduces decision fatigue and makes you proactive instead of reactive. By focusing on just one keystone habit, you will be able to naturally improve other areas of your life without feeling overwhelmed. We make a mistake of trying to do a million things at once, but then we feel like we're missing out on everything else. So instead, I want you to just focus for now on one habit. For example, if you want to feel more present, you can start with one mindful moment a day. For example, just drinking your coffee or tea without any distractions. If you want to prioritize rest, try putting your phone on do not disturb mode 30 minutes before you go to bed. If you want to start practicing more self-care, more of an intentional traditional self-care, you can start with something simple like putting your lip balm with intention of prioritizing self and self-care. It's important that you let go of perfection because honestly, you will not be able to be perfect at this. You're not going to be able to put a check mark next to that goal every day for the rest of your life, and that's okay. Goal here is not to be perfect, but to be consistent and keep showing up even if you don't feel like it. If you miss a day, that's okay, but make sure that you go back to it the next day. Try not to miss more than 2 days in a row. And if your habit feels like too much, again, make it easier. For example, if it's too hard for you, journal every day for 30 minutes. Start with writing down a sentence or two. And if you get into momentum, keep writing. If not, that's fine. You can come back to it tomorrow. Another way of making this more fun, you can treat it like an experiment. If something is not working, adjust it. At the end of the day, this isn't about following a rigid plan. This is about making sure that it works for you. It's your life. There is no right or wrong way of doing things. You just have to figure out what works for you. So here is your challenge for this week. Pick just one habit that will bring you closer to your goal and stick with it for just 1 week and see how you feel and see how it goes. At the end of the week, check in with yourself to see what's been working, what didn't, how it all started and how it's going. Did you change anything? Essentially do a little bit of a reflection on it. And that is how you're able to build something sustainable. If this video resonated with you, please let me know in the comment section what's one habit that you are committing to this week. If you haven't watched my other videos in the Blooming with Intention series, I will link them down below so you can check them out right after this one. In the next video, the final chapter of the Blooming with Intention series, we're going to be talking about how to visualize your success, how to stay inspired and focused at the same time. Make sure that you subscribe because this is going to be powerful and transforming. Until then, keep blooming with intention.